All right. I see we are live. Hey, how y'all doing on this evening? I was trying to stream this to my page, but hey, I wasn't quick enough. But hey, good evening, everybody. And this is Tanya Evans, and we're unlocking your blessed life. The topic of the day. Oh, I like this one. We're gonna talk about some good stuff today. Excuses. The power of making your way to your day now. So if you are tuning in on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever platform you are chiming in from, go ahead, click like and click share, because you are going to be a blessing getting this word out to one another. Before we get started, I got two videos. We got two videos for you that we're going to show you, and take a look at this and come right back.
Joshua generation, where you at? Ready to take your travel to a whole new level in 2025? As you do God's kingdom work and also make time for your own much needed recreation, recharge, and reflection? Isn't it time to take much better care of yourself, your family, your ministry at the same time? Why must you choose one against the other? You need a solid way to avoid stacking up travel expenses to pay back on your credit card. Interested in finding out how you could travel better, travel more, and pay a whole lot less, even less than travel agents? Set yourself up to enjoy refreshing 4- and 5-star getaways a few times every single year without any timeshare affiliation or any long-term obligation. Find out how you can get top worldwide and national destinations at unbelievable prices, and again, at better than travel agent rate. Get access to our more than 100 plus world tour options to create your own events for yourself, your family, and even your ministry. Use them for your own sabbaticals, for your small groups, your retreats, or even your leadership team getaways. Or maybe the sisters need to come together as they always do. And don't forget the brothers. Bro, we can't leave you out for the men's ministry gatherings. Maybe you want to use it for your young adult fellowships or kingdom workshops and masterminds. And of course, don't leave out your own relaxation and recreation. Well, just click the link below and let's get these travel parties started.
Father's favorite family, this is Pastor Mel, founder for Going Places. And it's past time for your voice to be heard. You waited and wasted enough time. Your message has got to get out.
Someone say Going Places. Going Places. Let's shout Going Places. Going Places.
See, you've been called to far greater places and spaces than your block, your street and local neighborhood. And I have an unction that you too have been called to the nations. This much I know. The reason that God gave you that gift inside of you was to make room for you and to take you before great men and women so that He could get the glory while you tell your story. I also know for a fact that so many of us have that greatness in us, but we lack a solid coach to give what I needed for myself so many years ago and had to struggle for, like the strategy, the systems, and the structures to help stir up and release that greatness that God placed inside of you before you were even born. Well, welcome to Going Places, your specially designed 5-day virtual relaunch challenge hosted by yours truly. Get ready for your opportunity and put you more on point. Not only with your purpose, but with some profit.
Oh, I like that. Purpose and profit. Put that together. And I'm so honored to be one of the authors in Going Places. Let me see if I can get you on my background. But hey, you need to get you a copy, because we are definitely going places. 86 destinations in the last almost 6 years, because this 19th of September will be the 6th year I've been with this amazing company, connected with this amazing person that you guys are getting ready to hear from tonight. Make sure you click like and click share. But I'm getting ready to introduce to you a pastor, a father, a husband, and a grandfather. And they've been taking trips all over the world. They've been travel agents for the last 13 years, doing pastoral services for the last 20 years. What could I say about this man of God? Besides, he's the truth. He's the truth. He's the real deal, Holyfield, and he's my pastor. Also, one of the author and founder of Going Places. Like I said, I'm so amazed to be a part of this project, and we are definitely going places. We on our way back to Dubai. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce to you our newest 4-star director. Look, getting ready to be an ambassador, Mr. Pastor Mel Keys. I'm kind of tongue-tied because
oh boy, I love me some you, baby girl.
So many. I mean, it's just look, titles changing. There's no excuse. Traveling. It's just an exciting time.
Dying people just telling other ordinary folk about this extraordinary opportunity that would absolutely change your whole life. I'm going to put you in the lobby. Don't go too far away because I'm going to have you to come back and close it all out for us. And also, if you'll put in the chat for us, we have a faith leaders call. We'll be meeting Coach Steve. We'll be meeting Coach Cynthia. Yes. They'll be doing presentation, and they'll also be doing the word inspiration on tonight combined for our faith leaders. So if you'll put that in the chat, we want to be ready for that. But ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I want to get right to it. I don't want to be before you too long. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm just going to share with you a very brief, courteous message about the excuses, and how I believe with everything in me, maybe it's not you, but it's someone else. Maybe this message is for someone else, right? But man, we all got these excuses, and they pile up, and they not only get in our way, but they also get in God's way. And we make statues out of these things. We make monuments out of these things. And then we pass them down generation to generation. And we share them in our communities. And then we wonder why we're stagnant, wonder why we're in the same spot. So we want to kill that. I want to be like David after this Goliath today. Excuses. I want to talk about the power of making your one day now. Somebody put that down in the chat because I think it's going to help you just right there. Just type that out in the chat. The power of making your one day now. Maybe you're on the YouTube. Maybe you're LinkedIn or wherever you find this message. Put it in the chat. Follow along with me. I'm going to talk to you precisely about this travel club, but it's so much bigger than travel. That's the backdrop. That's the icing on the cake. It's not the whole cake. This thing is about living your blessed life and not waiting for it, but tapping into it now. And for those who have the faith that I have, I'll say it this way. Look, the best is always yet to come for us, because we know when we get to the other side, we can only imagine. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of man the things that God has prepared for those who love him. But we are not there yet. While we're here, y'all, we can still be living our blessed life. Every day ain't got to be a struggle. Every day ain't got to be, oh my God. Every day ain't got to be desperation. There's some stuff here that God has given us to live. Some areas, and I'm one, my definition of prosperity is based upon your purpose. What one person calls prosperous is not prosperous at all, because it all ties into your purpose. But I'm all about living that blessed life and helping others to do the same. And to get there, y'all, to get to the space, we got, come on, we need the key. We got to get the key and unlock that thing. And that's what I'm going to attempt to do for you today. Getting rid of those excuses, and those excuses, more of them. They just pile on and pile up so quickly. And sometimes you wonder where they're coming from. They're coming out, as they say, out the yang. But let's talk about this, the power of making your one day now. Because there's so many that I've had conversation with, and majority being, as we say, people of faith. But my God, faith without works is dead, y'all. We could talk all day till we blue in the face. Unless we make moves and unless we take action, we're just talking. So let's talk about the power of making your one day Now you don't have to keep waiting. And I know y'all got all these scriptures. They that wait on the Lord. Well, you talking about you waiting on the Lord, and the Lord done said he waiting on you. What you gonna do? He already done did what he gonna do. Come on. The blessings of the Lord, the promises of God. Yes and amen. He's already said it. He's already done it. He's already authorized it. We are not waiting on him. He is waiting on us. So let's get to it right here. For some reason, I lost my signal here. I hope y'all can still hear me. Before I move any further, let me know that y'all can see me. Y'all can hear me. Tanya, am I still on Facebook and all that? For some reason, it fell off my page. Check your page. I want to make sure that we're there. I'm not sure why it's not going where I thought it was. I want to make sure we got a good feed, so forth and so on. I may have to download this and push it through to some other spaces. But let me go ahead. I'm not going to delay the hour. We'll get the technology worked out. Sometime that thing work for you. Sometime it work against you. I cannot see anybody on my page. So Tanya, if you'll put that into our team chat as well, push it from your page into the team chat. For some reason, my page dropped it. But let's go ahead and get into this thing, y'all. The power of making your one day now. Getting rid of all of those excuses. I'm going to give you 5 things to really consider, but I hope it goes past consideration. I hope it goes to the level of conviction, because until it drops down to the level of conviction, and it's just a consideration, y'all, it's just another good idea. It's just something that, hey, you could do with or without. It got to go past that. It got to go to conviction level, right? And here's the first thing to go to conviction level, because here's what people often say. Here's one of the excuses among excuses, probably one of the most common. People often say things like, well, the timing's not right. You know, I'm not really ready yet. But, and I'm going to put buts on all this. And when I say but, here's the reality on the other side of that but. Come on, yeah. Here's the reality on the other side of your butt, right? Here's the reality on the other side of all of our butts, because no matter how big your butt is, no matter what your butt is, the reality is on the other side of your butt. It's just a preconceived notion and idea. It's just a mental restraint. It's just a self-imposed limitation that's holding you back. All this stuff about, you know, the timing, man, I can go through history of all the great, amazing, most bodacious events in all of human history that took place when folks said they weren't ready. They thought they were not, but they said the timing was right, not right. And so many times we're messing around here waiting for stuff to be perfect. You know, I need the clouds like this. I need, you know, Jupiter to line up with, you know, Saturn and then Uranus and all. I need them all in alignment, and I need, you know, I need all this stuff to happen. And then the temperature, you know, the temperature, it got to be just like this. And we got all these ideas of what has to happen before we could make a move. You will never get anywhere like that. You will not run into perfect conditions. The people on this planet that made the most amazing things happen, they did not wait for the perfect timing. They did not wait for all the conditions to be right and lined up. They made the best they could of what they had. So all this stuff about I got to wait for this, the timing, yeah, we done heard it over and over again. But somebody, this is not for everybody. This is for somebody. Somebody's hearing me right now, and I hope you're hearing God. That's who you need to hear. Get rid of that, because it's holding you back. It's holding you back from your blessed life, not your best life, your blessed life. In other words, God has blessing, multitudes of them, with your name on them, but you can't receive them. You can't get them, because you always talk about you waiting for this and you waiting for that. And you need everything lined up. And it'll never get more in line than you being obedient and you taking bold steps of brave faith. Not by sight, not even by your might. Come on. But by spirit. Are you walking in the spirit? Are you walking in faith? Are you walking according? That's all it boils down. Whether you do this or not, or if it's another thing or not, whatever it is, you need to make sure that you're not in this category just waiting, talking about I need this to happen first and this, that. Come on, y'all. Let's catch up. You're hurting yourself, and by hurting yourself and holding yourself back, how many people connected to you, come on, are also hurt and left in a position of lack because you really don't have the faith that you say you have. That's what it boils down to. But there's another one. Come on, let's talk about unlocking this blessed life now, and how it is that we have the opportunity, we have the ability in this power of making your one day now. You don't have to keep putting this thing off to, when this, when that, when the kids are grown, when the grandkids graduate, and when the great grandkids are born. And I mean, it goes generation to generation. And you keep saying the same thing, putting it off. And next thing you know, you got about 2 more days before you get to the grave, and now you're ready. Come on now. We got to do better. We got to do different. Number 2, people often say, I need to learn all the details. I need to study this a little bit longer. I need to master it. Now, I'm a student. I'm a lifetime student of all kinds of stuff. But here's what I found out in Studentville over here. I'm always learning new stuff. Anything I've gotten engaged in, anything I've gotten enrolled in, it's always new stuff. This is no different. You get in and you start swimming. And you learn. In fact, first time you're probably going to feel like you're drowning. You're going to feel like whoo, Lord, what did I do? And all that's just because you're in the newness of it all. But then as you keep on feeling like you're drowning and you don't give up, you just keep it moving. You keep coming back for more. You're going to find out, well, I didn't drown. I didn't drown. I made it. Doggone, I guess I can swim. Because you were born with the ability. Because here's what I know. I said it the other day. When God assigned you, keep in mind, he also designed you. By designed, as you are designed, you will often be assigned. And what he has for you is for you. And you got to make sure, get rid of those excuses again, because you have it in you. He would never give you something to do and then don't give you the capacity, the ability to not only just get it done, but to do well at it. He's not called us to failure. Now, let me say it this way. There will be some process, some learning curve, and we perceive it as failure. But in actuality, if we keep the faith, it's not failure, it's process. You got to perfect that thing. You got to get good at it. You got to learn to excel at it. Because if you just started out on the top with everything, my God, come on now. What kind of life would that be? Yeah. So people often say, I need to learn all the details before I get started. Let me study this, study. Man, too much time is going by. And in this thing right here, just by getting in position, that's called leverage. And you have an opportunity to leverage not only your gifts and your talents, but to be leveraged with the gifts and talents of other persons who are in front of you, who are going to be able to help you just by getting in position. And by waiting and holding out, y'all, you're only delaying your own profitability. You're hurting yourself. You're holding yourself back. Trust the process. People say, I gotta learn. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn one way or the other. Man, listen, you keep putting this off for 6 months for, Christmas, and then Christmas came. Next thing, right after Easter, my birthday. Oh, what about after the holiday? Well, everybody on vacation. Well, and now we back to Christmas. Come on. Get you some courage. Make the decision. Don't be wishy-washy. Don't be double-minded. And stick with this thing. Let your yes be yes and let your no be no. It ain't about all the learning that you think you're going to do before you get started. You're going to learn much more after you get started. Because even after you start learning some stuff before you get started, guess what? Things are going to be upgraded. Things are going to be updated. Do you know how many things have changed progressively for the betterment of it all since I got started almost 8 years ago? Man, a plethora of changes. And thank God I didn't say, I have to learn all that stuff before I got started. Number 3, equally as relevant. This is how we unlock our blessed life. This is how we get to a place where we're no longer dealing with those excuses. This is how we get to a place where, listen, we are who we say we are. We're not just saying a thing. We're not just giving false advertisement like so many of us so often do, saying that we're faith people and we ain't walking in nothing. The only thing we seem to master sometimes is church. Come on here. And that's just a facade for some folk. That's just a tranquilizer to put us to sleep And then we come out in the real world and we struck. Come on, this thing is bigger than the sanctuary. This thing is about life, and we got to start living the way that the Lord has called us to live in all spaces, not just in the sanctuary. I hope it's making sense to you. Number 3, people often say, I did that kind of thing before. I didn't have any, real success at it. I failed at it. But here's what I would say on that. On the other side of your butt, come on, no matter how big that butt might be, big or small, here's the reality for them all. Haven't you learned something since your last failure? Haven't you gotten stronger? Haven't you gotten better? Haven't you gotten wiser? Didn't you develop and cultivate more muscles? Come on, you got knocked down in high school. Maybe you got beat up in elementary school. Come on here. Does that mean that the same person that beat you up in elementary could do the same thing again? Hopefully you learned some stuff. Hopefully you got a little stronger. Hopefully you got a little better on some things. You got knocked down. That was not a lifetime sentence. That was a lesson. That was something that you were supposed to learn from. Man, you won't find nobody that's really had any kind of success that didn't have some kind of failure. Sometimes a long line of failures behind them. You can go name after name after name after name all through human history and discover those who have been successful have often been well experienced, well acquainted with failures. But their failure was not final. They failed, as Dr. Maxwell would say, they failed forward. That means they learned something from that thing. So come on. So if you coming at folk, no matter whether it's this, that, or whatever it may be, and you're using your failure as the reason for why you won't try again, that means you didn't learn anything. Come on, you had a boyfriend, you had a girlfriend, and in high school, what is it? We quit. He quit me, or she quit me. Y'all had a breakup, and that's all she wrote. You just gave up on relationships, or maybe you had a divorce, or maybe you got laid off, or you got fired from a job, or whatever, or maybe you got a bad grade on your test. What? You just stopped studying? You just dropped out of school altogether because you had some failure? Come on, where do we associate that type of past experience and say, okay, it's final now. I'll never do that again. So why would you put that in business? Something that can change your whole life. Something that can not only change your life, but the trajectory of generations coming out after you, from you. People often say, well, I've never had any. We got so many folk, testimony after testimony, in this thing right here that we got our hands on, this travel club. Let me just say, we got 70 nations included. We operate from 3 headquarters. We are a 100% debt-free company from day one, maintained that position for the past 13 years, paid out tens of millions of dollars to everyday ordinary people, and that's just scratching the surface, y'all. The reality, y'all, is this. There are a whole lot of folk that I know personally, and I know I don't know all of them, that didn't really have any success in anything until they got in this. This is not that. Whatever you got in your head, whatever you got in your mind from past, this is not that. And you ought to give yourself, not nobody else, you ought to give yourself a chance. You ought to give yourself a credit that you have learned something differently to make you better for the occasion, that you're not the same person that you were 10 years ago. Number 4, I'm almost through here. Woo! Unlock your blessed life. How are you going to unlock your blessed life? How are you going to get rid of those excuses? How are you going to step into the power of making your one day now and not be, in the same spot a year from now, the same spot 3 years from now, same spot 10 years from now, making the same old sad excuses? Number 4, people often say they don't have the money. Man, I wish I had a witness somewhere off in there. Whew, Lord, if I did everything I do. Andrea's in the building. Much love, darling. It's good to see you. Man, if everything I did was based upon me having the money, I sure would be in trouble, because there's a whole heap of times where I didn't have whether the money or all the money, but I tell you the one thing that I did have, I had faith. I had belief that God had directed my steps and ordered my steps. And this much I know, that God never gives an assignment based upon your budget. God never gives an assignment based upon your capacity. Let me say it again. He never gives an assignment based upon your ability. In fact, if we could do it without him, we'll be getting the glory. We would be getting the credit ourselves. We'll be thinking we got it going on. Lord, I got this. I got this. I got this. We ain't got that. We ain't got it like that. God gives us an assignment that is going to require our dependence on him, our communion with him, our unity with him, our obedience to him, our faith in him. That's an assignment that comes from God. Why should this be treated any differently? People always talk about, well, I ain't got the money. Well, that's the reason why you should get started, so that you can change that. How long have you been in a situation? Now, for us, in this, I'm talking about, $250, almost $400 in between that neighborhood. And if you're a grown person, and I don't mean this in a demeaning way, in any kind of way like that, because I've been there before, and maybe your struggles are just, sick people, doctors, medicine. I don't know your situation. This may not be for you, but I'm going to make a bold statement because it's true. If you're a grown working adult and you're in a position for long periods of time that you don't have between $200, $500, $1,000 more dollars, that means we got to do something different altogether. That means what you have been doing in all of your adult years is not really working. Could I just be real? That means we got to change some stuff. We got to get to a point, y'all. And listen, I'm not telling you as if I've arrived. I'm not telling you as if I haven't made mistakes. I'm not telling you this to take anything away from you or none of that. This is just from my heart. We need to get to a place where, we got several months of income, monthly income stored up and put on lock for emergencies and all that type of stuff. So everything won't be an emergency. Come on. This living, robbing Peter to pay Paul and all that kind of stuff, that becomes a lifestyle. It becomes a mindset. First it's a mindset, then it's a lifestyle, and then it's generational. We pass that stuff on. It becomes hereditary. And we got to break that cycle. We got to break that curse. We got to break that. Listen, we got to put that devil under our feet, step on his throat, and say, you better not ever show up here again. God has called us to better than that. He's called us to more than that. He's the God of abundance. And listen, I'm not talking pie in the sky. I'm not talking everybody going to have yachts and helicopters and live in mansions and, and all this kind. I'm not saying that. But you ought to have your needs met and have extra on it so that you can be a blessing to somebody else. How do you get there? By doing something different. How do you get there? Come on, by becoming someone different. That's where it begins. Becoming someone different so that you can do something different. And most of the time, God is going to send some word and some coach, some mentor, somebody in your life to challenge you out of your comfort zone, to make the changes that you need to make so that you can show up for the challenge. Because if you've been broke for months and years and decades, what are you going to do? You just going to stay there and die? That's not a solution. Somebody who feel what I'm saying, put that in the comments, hashtag, that is not my portion. That is not my portion. Put broke is not my portion. And you're going to have to do this thing whether it's in your budget or not, because your budget, if you operate in faith, is about to change. You got to know that. You got to believe that. You got to speak that. You got to declare that. You got to decree that with every fiber in your being. That this is my last moment being broke, because I'm going to put everything I got in believing the word of the Lord over my life. And he has not called me to that. He's called me to be a blessing, the head and not the tail, above and not beneath, the lender and not the borrower. And he's showing me how I can get there. And if you put your weight on that word, it'll work if you work it. Number 5, I'm going to leave you with this, and then I'm going to get out your way. I told you I wasn't going to take all day. Number 5, people don't often say, because we got to unlock this blessing, y'all. We got too many excuses. We got a load of excuses. They say stuff like this: that thing is a pyramid. Only people at the top make money, and they get all the benefits. They just want to chew you up and spit you out and take advantage of you and all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not saying there aren't some pyramids out there. There's a whole lot of scams that are a sin and a shame, but I ain't got time for one of them. Number one, not Mel Keys. I'm not putting my name on nothing that doesn't have integrity and work in that capacity and operate in that capacity. I can tell you this concerning this particular travel club in this particular space. From day one, we've been 100%, not 99.5. That won't do. Not 99.99%. We have been 100% IRS compliant. Yeah, you know who the IRS is, right? For 13 years, we've been compliant with everything the IRS requires. So if you're requiring something that the IRS doesn't require, maybe you the scam. Because who gives you the code for what's legal, what's, moral, what's legitimate? We got laws for that in the US of A. And since there are laws, let's go by the laws and not by someone's opinion. Let's go by the laws. We are 100% from day one, and it's been that way since then, 100%. Not 99.99. Show me. Give me the code that has been violated according to anything that the IRS has put out that we're not compliant. We're 100%. Have been that way, will remain that way. Not only that, every single year from the whole time I've been there, and of course, no different for the whole 13 years, 1099s go out every year for everyone earning more than $600 in the annual period, 12-month period. Every year, that's nothing. 1099, $600. So come on, 1099s. What do you do with a 1099? You're seen as an independent contractor. We are those who work for ourselves. We are CEOs of our own business. We talk about the CEO of the company. You're the CEO of your company. You're the person in charge. It works when you work. You should be, working this thing based upon what your goals are. Nobody can put you in the box to hold you down, to hold you back, to hold you in any kind of way. Could I tell you that in this thing right now, if you got started and depending upon what work ethic you have and what skill sets and how you operate, how you flow, do you know that there are people that have gotten started this year and have passed me up multiple times? That's reality, y'all. This thing grows not based upon someone else who got in before you. It grows on you, on the shoulders of your work ethic. On the shoulders of your integrity, of the shoulders of your skill set, on the shoulders of your influence, your activity, so forth and so on. It's about you. It will grow because of you and it won't grow because of you, but you get to choose. And each person who gets in and works this thing, it grows at the rate of them. It's at the rate of the person involved, y'all. It's not really much different from, I've had insurance license, still maintain it, but I don't do anything with it. I was a realtor some moons ago when I got out the military. That was well over 20 years ago. Those professions, there's a lot of professions out there that there are people that make millions of dollars, and there are some that barely make enough to pay the expenses of it all. Does that mean the whole industry is poison and pyramid and illegal and scam? Absolutely not. The ones that are going to make the money are the ones that's working this thing. The question is, what you going to do? Another thing, we all get the same travel perks. I can call the top income earner in this thing right now. Probably if he's not on a call, get him on a call, and he would answer, and he would declare, I don't like to brag on it, but I know he's $1 million earner. I know that. I'm talking about on an annual basis. Do you know that I have the same travel perks as him? I have no less. I have no more. It's the exact same thing for everybody. If you ever wanted a fair ground, something that's equitable for everybody, regardless of your education, regardless of your ethnicity, regardless of your faith or lack thereof, come on. This thing is based on ethic, your work ethic in particular. So all that stuff about pyramid, this pyramid, that, miss me with that. That's foolishness. That's ignorance. That's miseducation. The reality is, come on, we got some stuff more shaped like a pyramid than this for sure. But I ain't going to talk about that. That's for another occasion. So let me just wrap this thing up. We are unlocking our blessed lives. We're helping people to get in place, get in position. And we got some extraordinary things lined up. I want to hit you with a couple of videos real quick. And then I'm going to get Coach Tanya back in position to take us further in and wrap this thing up and chop it up for us. Take a look at this right here. I think this is going to be it. Let's see.
Welcome to Trevorium, where we make traveling the world easy and affordable for everyone. Our membership program offers amazing travel deals and benefits that let you explore the globe like never before. As a Trevorium member, you'll get travel points every month that help you save big on resort stays. You can stay in beautiful one-bedroom suites at over 2,000 resorts around the world for as little as $1 a night by using your points. This means you can plan your trips just the way you want. As a Trevorium member, you earn travel points every month you're subscribed. Subscriptions in this type of subscription model has been a success for over a decade. Think of it like this. You can't buy thousands of DVDs for the price of a Netflix subscription or hire a chauffeur for the cost of an Uber subscription. It's the same thing with Trevorium. Each month, your membership brings you benefits, letting you collect travel points for your dream vacation. You simply choose where you want to go. But Trevorium is more than just great deals on resorts. We also offer special world tours that take you to some of the most exciting places on Earth. These trips bring together friendly travelers for fun activities, parties, self-improvement workshops, and unforgettable moments. Make new friends and memories that will last a lifetime. Trevorium also offers a private booking site. This special way of booking travel helps you save up to 50% on hotels, cruises, rental cars, and more, making it easier for you to see the world. If exploring the world excites you, why not turn your passion into profit? Partner with us and earn an income by doing what you love. Transform adventure into a lifestyle with Trevorium. The best part about transforming your life into a travel adventure? You have the opportunity to earn a part-time income, full-time income, and for some, a lifestyle-changing income. Join the Trevorium family today and start your journey. The world is waiting for you.
All right, I got one more I'm going to share with you. I have no clue where this video has gone or who's seen it or what. It just disappeared into thin air. If you're out there anywhere, let us know. Put it in the chat that you're here with us. I can't see you. I don't know what's going on. Marvin Gaye, come help me right now. But take a look at this real quick. I got one more video, then I'm going to have baby girl to come on in and wrap this thing up, chop it up for us, and then we're going to get on the other call. If this don't help you, it makes sense. I don't know what will. This is what time it is. Take a look.
For you to understand what I'm about to share with you, you must first understand the size and magnitude of comparable markets. For example, the oil and gas industry pumps 96.4 million barrels of oil every single day. This generates $13 billion per day, $4.7 trillion per year. 10 of the wealthiest people in the world have come from the oil and gas industry. Imagine you owned an oil well that pumped out this liquid gold every day, allowing you and your family to make money every month, whether you worked or not. Unfortunately, most of us missed that opportunity. But what if you could tap into an industry that is currently twice the size as oil? What if that industry was growing at a rate of 50% and predicted to hit $15.5 trillion by 2033, making it 3 times bigger than the oil industry? What if you were aligned with a company bringing a new concept to that industry, allowing consumers to save as much as 60% compared to all the competitors? What if you could get started for virtually nothing, and your initial goal was to simply register people for free on a website where they can buy the product that they are already buying, but at a price that would save them money every time they purchased? Maybe you missed the oil boom, you missed the computer boom, and the internet boom. But that doesn't mean you have to miss the travel boom. Travel is the one thing that most people dream of doing. For most, it's a passion. And we are bringing a new model to this industry. A model that will disrupt the billion-dollar companies that currently monopolize it. A model that will allow people to do the one thing they've always dreamed of doing at a price they never knew was possible. And you can create residual income by partnering with us and sharing our travel savings. So get back with the person who shared this video with you and ask how you can find out more, because the next big thing just knocked on your door.
All right, family, it's a wrap for me. I'm out of time, and I'm going to have Coach Tanya to come back in the house. I do see some of the family online on Instagram. I want to thank God that they've been with us. Dr. David Jordan is in the building. So is Eric Copeland and my cousin, my beautiful cousin, Wanda Leonard. Much love to you. I see you there in the chat. I hope this makes sense to you. Reach out to me if we could help, if we connect and add value to you. As for the rest, I hope YouTube is there. I can't find nothing nowhere. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Tanya, I'm going to turn it over to you, baby girl.
Oh my goodness, that is why you my pastor. I took some notes. I felt like I was taking notes in church on Sunday. Listen, you hit on some really good things. The first thing you said, people often say the timing ain't right. Well, let me tell you, tomorrow is not promised. That's what I take out of that. So y'all need to get in where y'all fit in quickly, quick like a hurry. Part 2, you said people say I need to learn all the details and study. Listen. If it'll take you 4 years, you can earn while you learn up in here. For the last 5 years, I have been a part of this amazing company. I have not paid. Now, I want this to sink in. I have not paid for my business in 4 years, but I have been getting paid in the last 4 years. Let that sink in. The number 3 thing you did say, I did that before and never had success. Listen, you probably didn't do it. Did you really do it? That would be my question on that one. Did you really take the time to actually take a trip or whatever it is? Did you go to a Mary Kay seminar? Did you actually really do it? Did you put your E for effort in for what you want and it's your investment? Did you really do that? So that's what I will leave with you on that. And number 4, people say they don't have the money, but God, man, let me tell you about that. When people sacrifice for what they want versus what they need. Now, I remember before Trevorium, I used to be like, hey, if I'm taking a trip, I'm going and somebody ain't getting paid. Now, I don't have to say that. Everybody getting paid, bills getting paid, trips getting took, and trips getting made and taken. So listen, now you can have the best of both worlds. Why not turn your passion into profit? You got to do it anyway. You want to do it anyway. Why not get paid to do it? And last but not least, people often say that it's a pyramid. Let me tell you, pyramids don't pay you. You don't get a 1099 with the pyramid. Your job, your just over broke is a pyramid. Because check this out. You go to work. You work them 40 hours, and then half your check is gone because the taxes and everything has been taken out. You've been you done paid somebody before you even got paid, but you still break your neck to go bust yourself and drive yourself crazy and work until the day you die, still not making ends meet. We have found a better way. And coming up next is our faith leaders call. So I'm calling all faith leaders, all pastors, all apostles, all regular people just like you. If you don't know Jesus, you're going to know Jesus coming up in this company. So I put in the chat what the ID is 851-8208-4922. But you're going to have to DM the person that invited you to get that special password. But guess what? I'm going to say ta-ta for now. We'll see at the beaches, the banks, but we can get you to both. See you on the next call. I dare you to do it. I dare you. Bye now.